Again, I'm going to try to do the American turn. So I will say that I have a video that I did on my lunch break at UPS on my truck, and it's me doing the I thought war bonds for Russia. I realized I had already done them in the UK turn, but I did restore and think that it was appropriate to restore the war bonds for here, which was brought it to $24. So I'm going to replace that with a 10. It was 19 plus the war bonds were, I think, 4 plus the dollar. So yeah. And then over here, he got a 6, which would actually be 7. So $7 on top of that. And I will put that video up a little later. Like I said, I was wrong about the Russian one. I already did that. I rolled a 6 for it, but when I checked it out in the UK turn, it was only a 3 plus 1, so 41 instead of the exciting. I was going to buy a bomber too. But anyways, I failed in the tech rolls in this video that I'm going to show you for Russia. And I succeeded in 2 out of the 4 over here. So, and I got heavy bombers, and then I got war bonds, but it was my master chart from last game, my tech master chart from last game, and we had changed the rules so that if you got a tech, you can actually replace the slot, the 1 to 6 slot, with something else, and I had replaced it with war bonds. But we're automatically giving people war bonds, so we actually didn't need that. So anyways, I have 2 dice left over here. Unfortunately, I've already rolled the British, and the British also did not get anything. So they have 2 dice. The Russians have 2 dice as well. All right, we're all up to date. So what are we going to buy with our shipyards? We're going to buy a $13 carrier. We're going to buy a heavy bomber. That's 25. That's 30 with a $5 subs. We have to buy destroyers because they carry troops these days. And usually you want to buy 2 if you're going to buy one. And they're $7 a piece. So that right there is $14. That's $44, leaving me with $6. 44, 6, $8. So let me just check the math on that. It's 25, 30, 44, and then $8 more. So I will. I'm actually going to. I'm gonna replace this actually and get 1 destroyer and another aircraft carrier. So I've got 4. I've got 1 more aircraft carrier right there, and I've got 1. No, I don't have 1 in for the East Coast. Definitely need 2 aircraft carriers. So the East Coast aircraft carrier is not actually supposed to be with American fighters. It's supposed to be for the British to land on. So this is a 26, 13 and 13, 26, 36, 38, 38, and 38, and 7 is 45. This is 50, save $2. Does that make sense? That does make sense. Oh, $3. I will buy an infantry. Yeah. Okay, I need another destroyer. Okay, so he did destroy my cruiser that was here off of Dutch New Guinea. So the benefit here is that I'm able to see everything we're going to do. So I did the Russian turn and pushed into there in Karelia. If I can smash into Norway, that leaves Scandinavia pretty vulnerable. He's going to need to expend some energy up there. It's not going to be terribly difficult, but kind of a cool element if I can make it happen. I do have a destroyer here, so I'd have to go right here. He can scramble 3 into to 112, but I also can scramble. I can send all my aircraft in there. So I think we're probably going to do that, as well as down here. We're aware that he's got some ground troops down here, and he does have a building ground force. And so we're nervous about his push on India, and we've got to try to make it work. With this amount of money, we're considering putting a airbase right here, and then flying a lot of planes down that way. So, and again, that pulls them in a different direction, because right now Japan is running hot, and obviously at the end of this turn, the Russian 21st Army will head back to Amur to put pressure from the north. And as much as a lot of this force is coming to 54, it's just kind of has to. We need some forces going that way too, to pull at the Japanese, to pull them apart. And then the Chinese have to go somewhere. I think they're going to Quichao. I think I need a lot of forces going that way. So, and then this Navy could be an Indian Navy. I mean, it's pretty huge. And if that was down there in 54 and this Navy was here, that's a pretty strong push. So, but anyways, we are going to proceed. So that's our purchases. That's $53. Okay, so obviously I can kill a sub, which I think is a cool thing. So I think we better do that. Let's get this stuff out of the way. Okay, so I think we kill the sub, and this goes 1, 2, 3, 4. So fighter diver comes here. Oh yeah. Okay, pretty obviously Caroline is open. So I think we move in there. Battleship. Sub. I'm gonna hold off on the sub. That's the first fleet right here. And it may be vulnerable to attack, but that is not the worst thing in the world. We're gonna bring 1 transport in here. Bring the infantry and artillery. Okay, and it's okay, but it's now when you're into magic. When you're into magic, that means you want to get good at it, which then means. I think that's probably pretty good. I've got bombardments here too, so that helps. Oh, destroyer. There's a destroyer here. Yeah, speaking of that, let's go to the school system. All right, I don't want to move those yet. Okay, over here, I just want to check. I don't think there's anything to do over here. I'm thinking this is going here, but I'm not 100%. All right, I don't have to decide that right here. Okay, so let's go with the dice, and let's get that going. I'll bring a blue and a red in for this attack right here, and a green, and he'll get the black dice. Okay. Okay, his miss, and my fighter hits, and my destroyer hits. Green, same pattern as grasshoppers. Black is white. Black is ones. These are twos, threes, and fours. I had 2 hits. Okay, and then here we have a bombardment, and bombardment for the cruiser and the battleship, and then I might as well throw the 2 twos in, and I will throw his 2 in as the white dice. Yeah, that'll be fine. The white dice. Okay. Okay, the white dice hits. The blue hits. So he's. I only got 1 hit. That's crazy. Okay. The blue hits, and I will roll again. Oh, the red comes off. Wait, yep. And the blue hit again. I mean, he hit again. Man. Oh, the green, the blue doesn't hit, and I missed. So he successfully defended the Carolines. That kind of sucks. Should have brought the other convoy in there. Huh. There's some luck for you. You never see it. Never see that happen to him. Never does that ever happen to him. So, all right. Stink. Oh, I forgot I had a sub down here. All right. Okay. These land here. This is dead. So okay, I'm going here. Hawaii. The two destroyers are going to bring a single infantry out to Pearl. The aircraft carrier comes. 2 aircraft, 2 fighters fly out to Caroline. And oh, I'll be able to hit them. Shoot, wish I had landing spots. Okay. All right. Good. Let's see here. I am going to send the sub 1, 2, and 3 up there. I'm going to send this sub kind of confusing, but I'm going to send the sub down here. Yep, I'll send it to 46. Okay. These 2 can go down to Queensland. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The bomber can also go to Queensland. That's the First Fleet. This is now the 27th Infantry Division and the 11th Air Force. Okay, over here. The cruiser comes here. The fighter goes to Gibraltar. Tank and artillery infantry go down here, and we'll activate that to make some money. All right. And that gets 2 infantry. I guess I'll bring in infantry. 3 infantry. Okay, and the submarine, let's see here. The submarine will submarine's going to stay put. Okay. All right, the aircraft carrier, 1 aircraft carrier is placed here in 101. And we will put over here, whoops, sorry about that. What was that? Aircraft carrier. And that is a destroyer and a sub. Does it fall off? And the bomber goes to, the East Coast. And the infantry goes to the West Coast. This is cap protection. Okay, so we have $70, and then we have we lost the Philippines, but we gained Brazil. That's 72. We spent everything, and we are to do war bonds. 4 plus 1, so 72 plus 5 is 77. Okay.
Dad?
Yep.
You about ready to go to bed?
Yep. Just finishing up.
Okay.
Also, it could fit all this.
All right. I've got $2 left over. I mean, 2 dice to roll still. I'll get a 3rd one next turn. Okay, let's do a recap. Recap in Queensland, 2 fighters, 1 bomber. In Dutch New Guinea, fighter diver. In 45, there's a destroyer. 46 has a sub. Battleship, cruiser, 2 destroyers, 2 cruisers actually. That looks like a battleship. I think that should be a cruiser. Yeah, should be another cruiser. I'll have to check that because I definitely didn't buy a battleship. Are there 3 cruisers? I don't think so. All right, questionable. Battleship, cruiser, 2 destroyers, maybe a 3rd destroyer. I'll check. And a transport, an aircraft carrier, and a fighter, 2 fighters. Off a Caroline, aircraft carrier with 2 destroyers, and a transport off of Hawaii, 3 infantry, aircraft carrier, destroyer, sub, and 10, as well as a 4 mechs, 2 anti-aircraft, and infantry in West Coast. I will check on this. This is questionable. And there's a sub in 22. Then over here, there's a transport in 86, tank and 3 infantry in Brazil. Gibraltar has a fighter, cruiser in 91, aircraft carrier sub in 101, 3 infantry, 1 bomber, 1 artillery, 2 anti-aircraft in East Coast, $77. Crockett out.